What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, and Profab Headers and Exhaust. What's up, guys? I'm David.
I'm Connor.
What's up, man?
Not a whole lot this week. Been kind of a low-key week, but we're getting ready for what I believe is one of the most exciting weekends of racing we've had in a while.
I'm going to tell you what, I've been on the phone today a couple times talking about a few things going on this week, and we're going to cover it today. We're going to have some guests on to talk about it, and it's going to be pretty spectacular, especially for short track racing.
Right.
I mean, yeah, obviously we got Darlington this week. It's Southern 500 week, which is always an exciting week. But man, I'm going to tell you what, Florence Motor Speedway is going to be the place to be this week. Thursday, starting off Thursday. You will want to be there Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Florence Motor Speedway. That's going to be pretty exciting. And then after they're done over there on Sunday, take off and head to the big track.
Right.
Over at Darlington Raceway over there. We'll be out there as well. And then Dillon Motor Speedway on Monday. So if you can't get your fill of racing this week, you just can't get your fill of racing. For sure.
We kind of had a lax August and end of July. We're going to make it all up in one weekend, I believe.
Yeah, we are. We are for sure. It's going to be pretty interesting there. So how's your Monday been?
Pretty good. Had some school. Not much other than that.
Are they getting into the nitty gritty?
Yeah, we're starting to do some of the actual content and stuff. So
I got you. What class you got on Monday?
I got the same class as Monday and Wednesday. It's the print and sketch reading, which is like kind of how to do blueprints and stuff, and then another one which is just a computer class, kind of learning some software of how to, design some parts or whatever.
Me and my sister-in-law's husband was talking about the other day because he, I'm not sure exactly what his job title is, but he did a drafting class, I guess, and he was talking about it in high school where he kind of learned to read blueprints and everything. And I was like, man, they I don't know if you're drawing any blueprints.
Not yet. I think we'll be covered some of the basics of doing that.
But he was talking about it. He was like, when he started his drafting class, it was hand drawn stuff, and now everything is kind of going more to AutoCAD or some comparable program over there. So it's crazy. That's what I told him the other day. I was like, man, there's a new respect for the people who sat around drawing buildings and everything.
Be able to see it in your head and do it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because he showed me one of his programs one day. It's like an AutoCAD program that goes in and designs like a building or whatever. And it tells him the material he will need, or which material he picks, which materials he's using, and it will tell him how big of material he will need for the load bearing parts and all this stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
there's a lot of cool stuff out there.
It is. It's really cool, but it's really technical. And man, I hope them people are paying attention to it because you could really get off. Really get off. Let's see what time is it. We got a guest coming on here. In just a few minutes, we got a couple guests coming on today, but it's been a Monday. But man, I hadn't showed you the video of it yet. I'm gonna show you some videos here in a little while. I hadn't really put them up because they're not as exciting looking at the video as it was being there. Because I took the Legend car over to Hartsville Airport this past Saturday for the Wings over Hartsville show. There was more than 500 people come rolling through there.
Cool.
So it ended up being a really good show for only them doing it for a few years now. Really growing. So I appreciate my friends over at Rise Aero. But I got to race an airplane twice.
So did it kind of just come in and they tell you
come
when to
in
go?
and he told me when to go. That's exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. And I took off, and the first time I beat the airplane. Really, really big.
Really?
Really big.
How far? Like?
The runway was 1 mile.
Okay.
I probably ran it almost 3/4 of a mile before I kind of backed out, so I could slow down and turn around because there was trees on the other end. I was like, I don't want to go out there. And then a friend of ours, Mr. Charlie Smith, he's got I'm not sure what year Camaro it is, but it's a split bumper Camaro, 70s-ish, but it is built, son. I mean, built. LSX just is a built muscle car, show car, but he got out there. He don't care if it's show car. He's out there doing donuts and he's like, I want to race it. I was like, all right. I was like, I'm probably gonna get beat, but let's go. I'll do it. We went and take off. Nah, I killed him.
Smoked it.
I smoked it.
Legend car Peppy.
Go. I smoked it through. Well, through that. He spun a little bit. He couldn't just stay on it, and not spin tires. So then I killed him first time because he spun tires pretty good. Well, we come back around, turn around, come back, and he wanted to do it kind of at a rolling start. Well, I stayed behind him. I do have a video of this. I stayed behind him just a little bit. We had a rolling start, and I waited for him to go, and I kicked it, and I just pulled right by him.
Wow.
So up to about 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. Did you get all the way to fifth gear?
Yeah, I run all the way through fifth gear, almost to the limiter in fifth gear.
Wow.
And I don't know, somebody smarter than me could probably tell me what. GPS at 116, but I thought fifth, and I got a 342 in the car. I thought it should be a little higher than that, but maybe not. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah,
somebody smarter than that could probably tell me.
I still pretty. Do you feel like you were flying, or is it just
well? It's such an open space.
Yeah,
that just kind of felt like you was just out there.
Right.
So it was.
That's cool.
It was pretty cool. It worked out really well, and had a fun time, and it was a good deal. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, on the line now. Coming on our zooming in for us here. Winner at Florence Motor Speedway last time out, and will be making his Cars Tour debut this week. Mr. Donovan Strauss. Donovan, what's going on, man?
Happy to be here. It's a good Monday afternoon, Monday evening, and I'm excited to join you guys.
Appreciate you coming on, buddy. What you been up to today?
It's been a long day running errands this morning, and then I was at our shop for a couple hours working on our car for this weekend. So it's been a long day. I just got home probably 30 minutes ago, and I've been out all day. So just another day in battle.
I hear you there, man. I hear you there. All right. So I just want to know, I mean, I know kind of a little bit of what we do, but, coming off a win there at Florence Motor Speedway, getting ready to go back, what kind of preparations you having to do to the car?
I think it's just a lot more. I think we have a really good baseline of what to have for this weekend, especially with they announced today that the Cars Tour is going back to the S45 tires, so that's what we've been racing on all year, so I think we'll have a good baseline for this weekend, and just a lot of mental preparing. Just you got to be prepared and stay confident, even though when you're going against 30 the best to do it.
For sure, man. For sure. All right, man. Well, we got to go back to it. We got to talk about it. You've been Mr. Popular here for the past little while. We've talked about it. You were running in the top there, the Rookie of the Year standings in NASCAR and late model stock division. We knew it was coming, man, but you broke out a win at Florence Motor Speedway last time out, man. Tell us a little about your day over there, how it went. I know it was a little over a week ago now, but tell us a little bit about your day, how you felt going into it.
Yeah, I felt we practiced on Friday, and I felt honestly that I texted, people asked me how it went, and I felt like it was the best Friday we had. I just felt very confident, and it's all about confidence in my opinion. And then, Saturday we put it on the pole, which was really good. That was our first official pole we had this year. We had one earlier this year, but we got it taken away. So it was good to actually have one of those to my name. And then we started first in the first race, and I kind of just sold that away. I didn't really get a good start, and I let Matt Cox outdo me on the outside, and the outside was very good in the first race. So I finished third behind him and Chad McCumbee. And I felt like they were just maybe a little bit better, honestly. And then with the invert was a 9, so I started 7th in the second race. So you would ask me if I had a chance to win. No way. So, we started 7th, and then next thing I know, I mean, these things can fall kind of right to you. And obviously, I had to work for it, but it fell to me a little bit because I got to 5th, and then, we were all so spread out. I was like, okay, maybe I can go get 3rd here. But then I think it was Doug Barnes wrecked under somebody for 4th, and that brought out the yellow and bunched us back up, and I restarted 4th there. And then Casey missed it. Casey started on the bottom in 2nd, and he missed a shift on the bottom, and so I'm going into turn 1 in 2nd, going for the lead already. So it kind of just fell to me to be in position, but I had to work really hard on the bottom under Ryan Glensky, who's really good at running the top.
Yes, he is.
And kind of just had to wait for him to make a mistake with how good the top was, and I was just being really patient and disciplined, and he made a mistake, and I got by him, I think, with 8 to go, and kind of just set sail right there and got our first dub.
That's awesome, man. That was awesome. Congratulations to you, man. Like I said, we knew it was coming. You'd been showing speed all year, obviously, and you've been. I think I told Connor, I said, man, he's finished 2nd enough over here. I said it's about time for him to get it, and because we were sitting there watching on top of the trailer, and I even told you, I was like, man, I said, Glensky's tough up top. I said, but
he's driving all he can get out of it.
Exactly.
It's gonna be tough to hold on.
Yeah, and that's why I said he's probably going to burn it up as hard as he's driving it out there. So man, it was cool to watch you put pressure on him. Glensky, who's been doing it a long time, and you in your rookie year of late model stocks, man, come out there and put pressure on those guys like that.
Yeah, I just Glensky's he's very good at driving really hard on the top, and like I said, it was going to take him to make a mistake, honestly, to clear him. But he finally, I think when you run the top that long at Florence, especially from the first race to the second race, you're running every lap on the top. Like, you're eventually bound to make a mistake or you're going to burn it up there. So I kind of knew that, and I just kept that into my head and got by him.
You mentioned Casey there a little while ago, Casey Kelly.
Yep.
How's it been having him, pretty much as a teammate over there, and as many laps as he's running around there?
Yeah, Casey's been huge this year. Honestly, he's very, very supportive of me and my beliefs and my driving. So, anything I can get from him driving wise, he's always willing to help me, and it's just huge to have somebody like that in your circle. And like I said, it's shown with how much progress we've made from February to August. It's been awesome to see how much progress we've made and where we stack up now and where I think we can run. So, and that plays a part with everybody. Everyone has to do their part in doing that. So a lot of work has obviously went into it, and Casey's been such a huge deal, both as a person and as a driver.
That's cool. Well, in the chat here, just want to tell you real quick, Mr. Terry Radford, the smoothest voice in motorsports. He wanted to say the guy who called you to the finish was a big Donovan Strauss fan. Just I don't know if he's showing any bias over there or not. I mean,
we love Terry around here, so
we do. We love some Terry. Cool, man. That's awesome, buddy. So, going into your debut Cars Tour race at Florence Motor Speedway this Friday night, man, you excited?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to race right now. No, I mean, I always feel like I do really well when I'm going up against the best. So, if anything, I'm expecting not expecting, but I'm confident in a really good performance out of us this weekend. Like I said, I just feel like when the bar is high and the pressure is there and you got to perform, I feel like that's when I do best. So.
Well, man, you said not expecting, but I am expecting it, man. I mean, we wouldn't expect any less out of you, but it's kind of going to be a little bit longer race than what you've been running over there. So what you feeling about that?
I think the longer races I've always been a fan of the longer races, so the fact I got my first win in a twin race kind of surprised me a little bit, because I've preached all year in our circle like how much I love the longer races, the 75 lap features, and now I get to do 125 laps. So I just like when the races come to me and I can save tire and, push it to its limit while saving. And I feel like that's what this weekend's going to be about, especially on the S45 tire. I think, saving tire is going to be huge at the start and letting the race come to you. So
yeah,
I think it's going to play a big part in tomorrow.
You think the F45 coming back, you think that's going to be I know these guys in the Cars Tour, man, that's a different level there, that these guys that are running it every week. But you think it's going to be an advantage to you, you being used to running on that tire, which I know these guys run on it also, but, typically they've been used to this ST2, 3, whatever tire they're running their week. So you running Florence every week that they run on the F45, you think that's somewhat of an advantage to you?
I think it's I think it's a big advantage for me, because I've been running on all year and I don't have to learn the ST2 tire. That was something, that was the biggest factor going into this weekend for me. I was like, I got to learn a whole new tire. I got to figure out what's its limits, how hard can I go. And now I don't have to worry about that. You can throw that right out the window. So I think it plays a huge favor into me and especially racing on it all year.
I got you, man. Well, cool deal. Buddy, it's gonna be a big one over there. I mean, there's gonna be some names in it that probably you've dreamed about racing with before, the Dale Earnhardt Juniors, the Josh Berrys, and stuff like that. What do you think about the competition coming in?
I honestly think it's going to be the biggest Cars Tour race we have this year, across the whole schedule with the names that have been already announced. Josh is obviously very good. Dale's been running really good his last couple of starts, especially at Florence. So Rajah Caru's supposed to be running. Yeah. So it's going to be a huge field, and I think it's going to be one of the best races that is produced in short track racing this year for sure.
It's going to be cool, man. And Friday night is the place to be at Florence Motor Speedway. You can see Donovan race out there in the Cars Tour. A lot of other classes going on. You got late model stocks, pro late models, legend cars, and bandoleros all on Friday night. So that's going to be a big time. Donovan, man, I appreciate you coming on. I know you got to run and hit some other stuff because you're Mr. Popular this week, man.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to be at Florence this Friday and show out for the Cookout 225. So it's going to be a good one. I can't wait to see how it goes.
For sure, man. Before we let you go, who you got to thank for helping you out this year?
Yeah, I got to thank Liberty in a Can, drinklic.com, everyone over there for all the support. Rain's Company for coming on board for this Florence race, along with my longtime buddy Cameron Ledford with Ledford Billiard Supply. He's on board, and Martin PC, everyone that plays a part in this, my family, my friends, my AK Performance boys. It's going to be a good weekend, and I'm excited.
Really fast before you leave, give us an iRacing update, man. How you been doing?
Yep. So we race tomorrow night at Texas, second race of the playoffs. I'm not in the playoffs, but we have 3 more left this year. It's been a solid year, honestly. It sucks I'm not in the playoffs, but it's been a good year, and we got 3 more left. So tune in tomorrow, twitch.tv/iRacing, 8 p.m.
There you go.
Eastern.
All right, buddy. Well, we appreciate it, and we'll be talking with you soon, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Donovan Strauss there. Like I said, he is heading over to Florence Motor Speedway this this Friday night to run in the Cars Tour late model stock race there Friday night. That race will be kicking off right about, I think everything gets going right about 6 o'clock, I think it is, and it's going to be a big time, man.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be awesome. I mean, Car Stores has had, every race is essentially a big race, but I think this is definitely one of the best that you're going to see, especially with, how good Florence races.
It definitely is, man. I got to reconnect my remote control here. It messed up for some reason. It still ain't working. I don't know what happened. It'll be okay. I don't need it. Let's see if it'll go now. Anyway, it's I'm ready for it, man. I'm stoked. I'm ready. It's going to be the place to be. So y'all come on, head out. Come over Thursday, though. Come over Thursday. You're not going to want to miss Thursday. Practice day for the Cars Tour, Pro Late Models and Late Model Stocks. Also, Legends cars. They'll all be Legends and Bandoleros. They'll all be practicing as well. Good bit of them. Also, there'll probably be some of the street stock guys out there because the Star Super Stock Tour will be heading over there on Saturday. It's going to be a big time for sure. Man, I can't wait because what I was saying about Thursday practice. After that, me and the voice of Florence Motor Speedway, Mr. Terry Radford, will be hosting a kind of a Q&A or interview session with some of the drivers in the Cars Tour and some of the guys in the Legends, Bandoleros, all that good jazz. They will all be on hand. So y'all come out and definitely hang out with us and, all that fun stuff. And then I think we'll have there'll be go-kart racing going on that night.
Is it like regular people who have go-karts? I think they're going to let
I believe there's going to be some of the Cars Tour guys strapping into, or I say strapping, there's no strap, sitting in, jumping in some go-karts. And it's going to be pretty cool to watch. That's going to be fun for sure. I don't know what's going on with our stuff here tonight, but it's recording, so we're good. So if y'all are jumping in and out on the live stream for whatever reason here, I don't know what's going on. I've reset and done everything, so who knows? But we're gonna be out there. Our buddy Skylar Whitfield will also be on hand playing the pit party there on Thursday night. So y'all come out and support our buddy Skylar Whitfield. He'll be there Thursday night. And I can't see. Sorry. Murphy's on the Ocean in North Myrtle Beach on the 31st. So y'all head out and check out our buddy Skylar Whitfield. SkylarWhitfield.live to check out all his dates. You will definitely want to check him out for sure. He will be the man to see for sure. So y'all go check him out. So, man, I'm looking forward to this race Friday night. As I've said a million times on here. I just am. But we got to talk about last week at Wake County. Big tire debacle,
right.
I guess.
Yeah, I didn't know they were going back to the 45, so he said that. But I had heard that they were strongly considering it.
Yeah, they just put that out this afternoon that they were going at least for this weekend, if not remaining races.
It's hard to believe. Do all that work developing a tire, and it's gone.
Well, I mean,
not gone, but I think they couldn't get the codes to match up. They were getting tires from different batches, and getting different results.
Well, apparently what happened is supposedly some of the codes were dating back all the way to like April that they were pulling out the trailer. Mm-hmm. So this is my theory. And maybe I got a weird theory, but this is my theory. Us in Legend cars at about the same time, a couple years ago, we could not get tires. F45s were on a shortage. All of Hoosier, period, was shortage of tires. Started with COVID and just kept on. So it was come first this year, they had developed the ST tire along with a tire. Obviously, they claim they got Legend car tires back up and going. And they had plenty of them and blah, 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 whatever. Well, we got them and we started noticing, and maybe it's just us. Maybe I don't know how to make them any better. But tires were smaller, for one thing, which wasn't a big deal. We quickly adjusted to that. Actually, probably helped in some certain cases with gear and stuff like that on certain tracks. After that, though, on my car at least, I found I could run a set of tires about 2 races, and they fell off about a half a second.
Well, I've heard that, and I've heard people complain that the 45's quality is kind of going down too.
Well, they were supposed to be ending the 45. That's what was going to happen with the ST tire. And so, now I guess 45 is back in development or, whatever. And I don't know. So anyway, my thought process is, regardless, I feel like there's obviously something that got made a synthetic maybe to put in these tires to find something to produce, because obviously there was something they couldn't get, and they made something synthetic, and they're not tolerating heat very well. Because it seems like an older tire that they're getting these older date codes obviously sat somewhere a long time. I'm saying a warehouse, in a trailer, in a container, and it got hot, cooled down. It got hot, cooled down. Got hot, cooled down. Basically put it through heat cycles. And I don't know. It's just my theory. Because Legend cars pretty much the same way. We put them through about 2 heat cycles and they slow down. Well, they were doing the same thing, older tire. We seen Butterbean this past week qualify towards the back of the field. He was 3-4 tenths off because of tire he drew.
Yeah, I heard him say that they put on new tires that were 2 tenths lower than 200 lap tires or something.
Yeah, and just bunch of stuff on top of that. Ronnie Bassett Jr. sat home, and he said that was one of the reasons, because he was tired of fighting his tire.
Yeah. I've heard him and McCarty say that they're not. It's like playing the lottery with what tires you get.
Exactly.
Their night is determined on how the tires that they get reacts, and they're saying it's not consistent. It's reacting a different way, different times, which shouldn't be the case with you put on a set of new tires, you kind of know what you should be feeling.
That's right. So I don't know. I think they made a call at the track to let everybody that had these certain date codes on the tires, let them bring them back and get a newer date code tire. I guess it's the only thing you can really do in the
sounded pretty desperate because they sounded like they had people ready to go home if they didn't do.
Oh yeah,
something.
Bobby McCarty said he was ready to load up if he couldn't get something else going. I was like, okay. So I don't know. So I feel like going back to the 45 right now is probably the smart thing to do, for sure. Just is what it is at this point. I mean, it's it stinks that it happened, and it stinks that just like Brennan Queen, Butterbean, he had to start at the back, and he made his way to the front. Ended up finishing third, but what could he do? Because that track is hard to pass.
Yeah,
a little track, Wake County, little track, hard, tough to pass. So I don't know. It's one of them things, and I think the moving to the 45 probably right.
I mean, especially with one of the bigger races of the season coming right up, you don't want to have it overshadowed by tire debacle,
For sure. That's exactly right. So, previewing Florence Motor Speedway here Friday night. Let me pull up the schedule here real fast. Doodaloo. Florence Motor Speedway.
I think they have the Pro Late models, which will be the first time in a couple of years they've had those.
Yep, for sure. I want to. I was trying to. All right, here we go. Thursday, obviously, is the kickoff practice. Registration day for everybody at 5:15. I think it is. We will start our interview session. So y'all come on out for that. Let's see. Oh yeah, Allison Legacy Car is going to be there too. That's right. Okay. I forgot about that. Pit party starts at 7:30 p.m. 7:30 to 10. So y'all come on out Thursday, Friday. All right. Just for let all you fans know there, grandstands open at 4 p.m. So y'all can come on in at 4 p.m. Cars Tour qualifying starts at 4:45. You're going to want to get there early, though, to get you a spot. Stands are going to be full, just to let you know. So you might want to be standing at the gate when they open. The Cookout 225 begins 6 p.m. and starts off with Bandoleros, Legends, and Alice cars. 7 p.m. we got driver introduction. Pre-race ceremony start at 7:12. I like it. They got this down into a minute. That's how I like it. So y'all come on out for that. Okay, then. All right, what I want to also talk about, we've talked about the Cars Tour on here a lot. This is also the Southern Showdown weekend, which is pretty big. Steve Zacharias and his whole family's put a lot of thought into this. So Saturday, well, like I said, we have Legend Cars and Bandoleros also racing on Friday night as a prelim to the Cars Tour race. But the whole weekend is pretty much dedicated to our local classes with especially the Legend Cars and the Bandoleros. Saturday, you're going to want to be out there. Let's see here. Just trying to figure it out here. Okay. Grandstands open at 5 p.m. Saturday. Qualifying is at 5:30 for the Street Stock Star Super Stock Tour. Bandoleros and Legends. They get Euro style qualifying this time. Expecting big car counts. So y'all definitely going to want to be out there. 6:30, they will have the B mains if necessary. 7:15 starts the features: Bandoleros, Legends Street Stocks, Bandoleros Race 2, and Legends Race 2. Both of those are 25-lap races. For the Legends, 15-lap races for the Bandoleros, 50-lap race for the Street Stock. Then, Sunday, we've been talking about this for a while. Like I said, the Southern Showdown there at Florence Motor Speedway. Grandstands open at 12 p.m. It's going to be kind of an early race, so everybody can leave here and make it over to Darlington if they would like. And anybody over at Darlington camping out, whatever else you're doing over there, y'all come on out to Florence Motor Speedway. You'll have time, definitely have time to get back and see everything you want to see. Grandstands open at 12 p.m. And qualifying starts right then. And on Sunday, it is just Bandoleros and Legends. Features start at 1:30 p.m. Bandoleros get 30 laps. Legends have a big 75-lap race. Woo!
Yeah. Besides that, there'll probably be some, I imagine there'll be some B and C features probably to get into it.
Yes. B main, if necessary, is at 12:45. So, expecting a huge field size there, huge car counts. It's gonna be that's gonna be interesting. Gonna be interesting for sure. But I am I'm ready for it, man. I'm it's one of those weekends. It's almost like it's like the 400 weekend, but it's like, man, we're not in November yet.
Yeah, it's good. Get warm up for it.
I like it. So, what's your thoughts about the whole thing, man? Just whole culmination of.
I think it's a really, really good idea. I mean, just the whole, they promoted it well. They've got some big names. They got, some unique stuff with the long legend car races and stuff. I think it's just going to be awesome. I hope everything runs smoothly and everybody, all the races go well. And I'm really excited for it. This is one of the most exciting weekends of racing we've had, outside of the 400 in a long, long time.
Man, it is, though. I mean, it just announced today, like we were just talking about, just throwing in the cars tour there. We got Dale Jr. coming to run. Kevin Harvick also going to run the pro late models. Yep. Josh Berry going to run late model stock. Bubba Wallace coming over. He's going to run Legends.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And Rajah Caruth put up today that he's coming to run a late model stock too. Look like he's going to run for the RNS guys.
Well,
so he tagged in it. So
there'll probably be 40 late model stocks there.
Dude, it's going to be a lot. I feel like everybody's going to be back for this one, being that, the ones that sat out and didn't like some stuff going on. And it's like, all right, they were running on 45s. Okay, we can deal with that. But the Zacharias family, I seen pictures. They're out there repainting the walls, repainting letters on the walls, and just making it look good out there. Man, it's been they do a lot of work out of that track.
Oh yeah,
and they're always doing it, and I like it, man. I like it a lot. It's good stuff. Good. The whole family's into it too. You got Steve, Jacqueline, Morgan, Leanne, and Owen there, and Owen's gonna be driving hard in the Bandoleros, and I heard he might be making his Legends debut. I don't know yet.
That's a you get some practice, I'd say. 4 races in 3 days. Yeah. 4 races in 3 days. That'll be interesting.
It's pretty cool setup they got for the Legends too. You can get 5 tires. And the reason they come up with 5 tires is because they were like, well, if you run Friday and Saturday night, you can throw on a right rear a lot of times and and make a good difference in the car and come back and be competitive. But people are like, well, somebody just comes in for the Sunday race. Well, they thought about this too. If they come in just for the Sunday race, they got to run at least 40 laps on tires, and before they start their regular practice.
Which I don't think that'll be a whole. I don't think there'll be a whole lot of cars doing that, but that is a good. Yeah,
I don't think that.
I mean, that was not fair if somebody rolls in and you already got 3 races on your tires.
That's right.
But on but yeah, that's a good way to just kind of level the playing field.
And you've got to run. People are like, well, you can just change some tires for them other nights and then hold your set. No, that's not how it works. If you bring your tires with you, you don't have to buy 5 tires there, but whatever tires you're going to run have to be marked, and they're going to take serial numbers and everything off at the track. That way, that is the set of tires you run all weekend with your 1 spare. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. And I'm ready for it. I don't say that 100 times, I feel like, but I am ready for it. So anyway, so want to think, or you know what? I recorded something. I'm gonna do some more of these. Let's throw it up here. Chicken Bone Alley is brought to you by SRI Performance. SRI Performance is your one-stop shop for all things racing. Do you need performance parts? They offer a wide range of high-performance parts for various types of racing, including stock car racing, dirt racing, and more. SRI Performance is also staffed by the most knowledgeable employees in the industry. If you're looking for that hard-to-find part, they got it. If you're wondering how to make it work on your car, they know it. Check them out online at www.sriperformance.com. And while you're on there, use that promo code CBONE10. The C is in chicken, BONE 10, and get yourself 10% off at time of checkout. You like that, did you?
I do, yeah.
I gotta make some more though.
Just go through and
you get the next read.
Cool deal.
Go check out our friends at SRI Performance. Also, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum guys. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. They got all the materials you need, and they can they got everything you need to fix up whatever ride you got, whatever race car you got, whatever you need. If you need tubing to rebuild that thing, if you need painted aluminum sheets for you dirt guys, you go ahead and head over to our friends over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Also, our good friends at Profab Headers and Exhaust. Go check out Profab Headers and Exhaust, guys. They got your exhaust for any type of ride you got, anything from anything. I mean, they're Profab headers and mufflers and everything on legend cars. So they go anywhere from that all the way up super late models. I mean, anything in between. Whatever you got, it's what they'll take care of it for you. So head over to Profab headers and exhaust for sure. Also, Earl Ramey Racing Engines. You need some power under your hood to put them Profab headers on. Go over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. He'll hook you up. Get some time on his chassis dyno while you're over there for sure, and he can help you out. Any type motor, crate, super, limited, steel block. I don't care what else you need. He's got it. Go check out Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Alrighty, so got a little NASCAR action to talk about, I reckon. Daytona was this past weekend.
Yep.
Kind of threw a kink in the standings, I guess.
Pretty big one.
We'll get to that. But it's kind of a wreck fest. What you think?
Yeah, typical.
I know,
Daytona.
But it seemed like a little more. I don't know. For whatever reason, I will say it like this: it didn't seem like they were still saving fuel, but it didn't seem like the extreme fuel saving
I know that
they were doing.
That Talladega Spring race was kind of
Yeah.
wasn't, they were riding the whole time. For whatever reason, they it's hard to put on a bad race at Daytona, but I thought it was much improved.
Yes, for sure. I don't know. Man, it's there were so many cup wise. There was a lot of wrecks, and a lot of the top, so quote unquote top runners out pretty early. Denny Hamlin got in a wreck. Who else? I saw Kyle Larson was involved, but it's like Kyle Larson, I don't know how he does it. He can be in a wreck and somehow, once the caution's over and everything, about 5 laps later, he's back up front.
Yeah.
How does this happen? I mean, that's awesome, but how does it happen?
Yeah.
Like at Richmond, Bubba Wallace got into him, spun him out, and somehow, this was earlier in the year, it spun him out, and somehow caution comes out. He ends up gaining like 2 spots out of it.
Yeah.
Like, how does this work? I don't get it. Then we had some flips.
Yeah.
That it's kind of been the topic of discussion
last couple weeks.
Corey LaJoie, obviously, at Michigan. Michael McDowell, almost,
yeah.
And then Josh Berry flips, hits noses into the wall while he's upside down, and then spins like a top. I thought I was more worried about him getting out of the car dizzy as I don't know what I think than anything, because and there's big debate. A lot of guys are saying, oh, y'all have got to do whatever you got to do to get these cars to stop flipping, and then some of them are like, man, flips unfortunately have been a thing of the sport for years. I mean, forever. Denny Hamlin basically said he's not really worried about flipping as long as everything is safe. He said most of the time when you flip, it ends up being more of a safe wreck per se than just heading nose first into a wall.
Yeah, they say, you don't want it like a Ryan Preece flip, but those kind of flips like Josh Berry did, where you just kind of flip over and slide, are better than getting hit on into a wall.
That's right.
But you do want to keep the cars on the ground as much as you can still.
They added a second shark fin, I guess you call it, as they call it, on the right side of the cars this week. I don't see where it made much difference.
I don't know what else you do to the car other than redesigning the bottom.
I think you got to get rid of the belly pan.
That's a big change.
That's a huge change. I mean, you got to either get rid of it.
About as big as they can be.
Yep.
They've added all other kind of stuff.
You either got to get rid of it or somehow put some type of vents in the side skirts of the car that go down through the pan because the air is basically, I think, I'm not an engineer, but I don't think it takes one to really look at it and see. The air's going over it like an airplane wing, and it packs up under that car every one of them. Corey LaJoie, Josh Berry, when that car turned and the right rear tire kind of come out front, so the air it looks like it goes into the wheel well. That's when all of a sudden the car lifts up. And that's always when cars lift up.
Anytime they go backwards, it gets up under it.
Right. Yeah. But then when that wall up under the bottom of it, gets out, car's going over. I mean,
it's hard to stop.
It's hard to stop that.
That's a lot of air moving.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and there's nowhere for that air to dissipate. I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. I don't know. What do you think? Are you worried about them flipping? Is it just a product of the sport?
Yeah. We've seen it at Daytona from a lot. In Michigan, I guess you're still going as fast, but it's been a while since but it's been a while since we've seen a single car spin out and flip unassisted. Anytime they get hit, in a flip like that, that's kind of the way it is. But for an unassisted flip, we kind of got rid of those. But it's tough unless I'm not smart enough to know how to do it. But I'm sure taking the whole, taking the flat floor plan off is going to drastically change the way the car drives. I don't know if they want to do that or not.
Dale Jr. talked about he said the rocker box is over on the side of the car where the side skirts, well, with lack of side skirts I guess anymore, it's a box now. Mm-hmm. He said they're we used to run side skirts that were just flat and then there wasn't really anything behind it. Well, now the way they got the exhaust run, they run this whole box over on the side. He said it's actually kind of rounded around that corner. So he thinks if you were to kind of make that a sharper angle, maybe air wouldn't travel under it as easy.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
Who knows? That's above my pay grade.
End of the car, But yeah, it is interesting because we've had a car flip almost every super speedway with this car.
Yeah,
But I mean, outside of Priest, they haven't been violent flips.
And even Priest said, Priest popped right out of the car.
And that was more catching grass, and it started, throwing itself over in.
His eyes looked the worst out of all of it, but other than that, he said, I'm fine. It wasn't really that big a deal. He said it was a lot of dirt and everything, but it just wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
But I think where he flipped, they've already paved that, haven't they?
Oh, they paved the whole. There was no grass.
There is no grass anymore on the back straight at Daytona. So we just get a shower of sparks now.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something else.
It's tough because now no grass. You get turned and you don't flip. You're not going to slow down before you hit the wall.
No,
it's a double-edged sword.
It is. I don't know. I wish there was. I don't know how you. That's probably the best, safest way, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I really don't. I don't know. I think it's and I think Jeff Burton said this best after the race because they even asked him, seeing his son out there, he's seen these cars do that. He's like, look, I was a racer. I knew what I signed up for. It is what it is. We've had flips forever. He said, we know it's a possibility, but we also know these cars are progressively getting safer and safer and safer and safer. Yeah. And fortunately, it looks like they are.
The car held up.
Yeah.
Structurally very good. So
the only thing that, I say about the flips or whatever, it just puts you at a circumstance that something like that happened to Ryan Newman could happen again. With somebody running into the driver window, essentially. But I think this car is a little safer in that area, even.
Yeah, and that was the old car. That's just the fact, if you get T-boned going that fast, they're going to go over. There's almost nothing you can do at that point.
Exactly. Exactly. And just is what it is. I don't know.
Short of just throwing them way down. I don't know what else you do.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that. Yeah.
No. You do that, it's just going to be like one big block of the cars just there and can't move around. I think
Daytona's almost coming back into a prime because the asphalt looks like it is wearing back out, and this handling's kind of.
It looks like the cars are a handful again, and they're like on the edge. And I'm trying to remember which crew chief. I've been Booty Barker talking the other day. He said it's becoming a handling track again, which is good.
Yeah.
It needs to. You guys need to be on edge for sure. So, but anyway, Harrison Burton took home the win over your boy Kyle there.
Yeah, it was rough.
He said it was rough.
Yeah, it was a good race. It felt like if Kyle was ever going to have it go his way, that was it. 'Cause, he had two wrecks, one right in front of him, one right behind him. I don't know how he dodged. It was kind of felt like it was starting to be meant to be.
I felt like he missed a block there on that last lap.
Yeah,
I know it could have been close, but I felt like he missed one.
It's tough because you feel like if that was Denny or Christopher Bell or Byron, somebody that already had a couple wins, I would say throw the block. But I feel like if he had thrown the block, Harrison probably just would have tried to split him pretty wide.
And I think
Harrison needs a win too. He's not going
to
push him to a win by no means.
And I think that's exactly what it was. They were just like, don't leave Bell because he, you had Harrison Burton and you had Parker Retzlaff up there. It's like,
and Bell's pretty content to run.
Exactly.
He's already got
Bell's
several wins.
win.
So he's not dying for a win.
Exactly. Now, I did hear that on the radio, Parker Retzlaff's team told him, don't push to 21. Yeah. But, I mean, how you do that in the last couple laps?
No, you can't. I mean, I don't want that. I know he's driving the RCR powered car and everything, and they don't want to push it forward to a win, but you got to. And I agree with what he said. It's too hard to get here to not try to win.
That's right. I mean, that was his only option. I mean, only chance to win at that point. Now, the big discussion that has come up about this is Harrison Burton was 34th in points going into this race.
Dead last, and people didn't run full time.
Far as points go, even with winning the race, he is still in dead last in full-time points. Now, he has moved up to 14th, I think it is, or something like that. Because of the playoff stuff. Go ahead. What's your feelings on that?
This is probably, the most extreme version of it. We've had winning a year in for a while. We've had some people that obviously weren't good enough to be in the playoffs to win. But I think this is probably the most undeserving playoff spot. I saw somebody say maybe make it to where a win a year in, but you got to be in the top 24, 20 in points. And I think that would be a better way to go about it because it just, I do hate it for the guys. Kyle Busch, hey, you had all season to get in. I hate it because that's my guy. But the Chastains and even Bubba, people on the cut line that are now out and I've had, a way better season. It's just not fair. It's just not a very good way to the crown champion to me.
I agree. I like Harrison Burton.
Yeah,
I spoke to him in the pits a couple times and he was always super nice and and I like the Wood brothers. That's an iconic car.
100th win.
Yeah, exactly. So we're pulling for him. But I saw somebody, I can't remember who it was today, but Danielle Trotta maybe, I think. She was like, I don't understand people. They're happy that Harrison got a win and Wood Brothers got their 100, but they're mad that he's in the playoffs now. And I'm like, it's not hard to understand, really. Maybe these people are too immersed in the sport and don't understand it from a fan's point of view. But myself, man, I feel like it's going to be a wasted playoff spot.
Oh, yes. It just is.
I hate to say that about him. I'm glad he got a win. I'm glad Wood Brothers got their 100th win. I love it. That's great. But I feel like there needs to be a better standard of, and I think this is what the charter stuff has killed. It's just, man, I don't know. It's just, I don't feel like I feel like he did great to win one race. Is deserving of a playoff spot? No. It's just, I don't know. There's many more drivers who had better seasons. It stinks because you could literally go out and finish dead last. And I'm not knocking him, but that's about what Harrison Burton has done this year. But you could literally go out and finish dead last, not run half the laps of every single race, go out and win Daytona, and you're in the playoffs.
He's going to be out first round.
Yes, is that likely? No. Did it happen? Yes. And you want to know why? Because now there's more parity in cars than there ever has been. These cars, with the way they're set up now, especially a Daytona, a Talladega, if you can survive and make it through the wrecks and everything else, you probably can win. It's it's something else, man. It's I don't know. It's I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't
like the winning you're in, but there needs to be. I mean, I think I agree with what I saw. You got to have a.
Well, when they started this, you had to be in the top 25 of points, and then they moved it to top 30. Well, charter negotiations come around. Well, these charter cars, you can't just tell them they can't be in the playoffs. Man, all right, let's. They want to change everything to be like stick and ball sports. Let's talk about stick and ball sports now. Let's say
I saw something that said the Carolina Panthers went 2-15, but won their last game, so now they're in the playoffs.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. That is my point. That's not how it works. I mean, you got to have a good average season. I mean, you got to have a good winning season, or a good running season to be in the playoffs. I don't like this win and you're in. I don't even particularly like. I get it a little more, but I don't like the win and you move on in the playoffs.
No, I mean I hate it even more because they've making it so stupid. I mean, there's 2 super speedways and 2 road courses in the playoffs. I mean,
and now
if you're gonna have playoffs, at least have your standard tracks. Not every race a wild card.
Next year, Talladega's moving to the round of 8, I think it is. So I mean,
it's ridiculous.
It's going to be a toss up there for sure.
I'm saying somebody's getting a championship spot.
I mean, the best thing that could happen there is somebody that's not in contention.
And if you're in the top 8, I mean, you're worthy of doing it. But let's say Harrison Burton and Parker Retzlaff get a bad bump and take out half the field, and all of a sudden now you're 40 points out.
Yep.
It's just I don't
they're
like
going, it. And I've heard who'd I hear? Oh, Denny Hamlin, and he's probably not going to get talked to very well about this, but he talked about it today on his podcast. Well, actually yesterday. He said this is the part where we're more in the entertainment industry than we are the racing industry. And I get that. I get there needs to be some excitement. It was looking bad
for a while. They took some shots in the dark. I understand it. There were some rough years there, mid-2010s. They threw some stuff at the wall. It's getting tiresome now, I think.
It's getting overdone. Yeah. It's over. Man, it's I don't know. It's not what I like. That's for sure. I feel like they're not listening to the race fans. I really don't, because man, everybody I talk to has pretty much the same opinion. Anybody that's a entrenched, I guess you say, NASCAR fan or racing fan in general. Now the casual fan may look at it and they're like, oh, that might be exciting. But if you look at it, if they're a football fan or a baseball fan or whatever, baseball would be a great example. Man, they play how many games a year?
162 or something.
So because you win one game, you're all of a sudden in the playoffs? Man, it don't work like that.
No. I wish they'd just go to normal points and give winning a bigger bonus than it used to have.
Well,
because you want to see the drivers go for a win. I understand that part of it.
That's my thought too.
But you just
have the playoffs. I don't mind the playoffs. I really don't mind the playoffs. But I don't feel like we need to do this win and you're in stuff.
No.
I feel like you just said, give them.
Just say, I don't know how much would a win used to be. It was what I don't remember.
It changed over.
Make a win, 15 points more valuable.
Yeah, 15, 20 points more valuable, and yeah, exactly.
That way, you want to see him race, but it's just the way these races play out now. You get so many weird stuff happening. It's just not it's just not a good way to crown a champion. I don't like where we have years where the driver that won the championship just wasn't the best all year.
That's right. I agree with you. 100%. 100%. Something we didn't touch on last week that meant to. We just kind of breezed over it. The Clash next year is going to be held in February at Bowman Gray. Sorry. It's gonna be cold.
Probably so. Unless they catch a good day. I mean, we do have good days in February occasionally.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, and I told you to do this the other night. I was like, it reminds me of Rockingham. Used to when Rockingham raced, man. That was always a February race because it was typically the second race of the year. Mm-hmm. It could be. It was like it was, a 60-degree day here. You get Rockingham, it felt like it was 35 degrees all day long sitting in them stands. Nobody worried about it, but I mean, it was cold. I don't know that I like it going there. I
like Bowman Gray.
I think
it's cool to have but I mean, those cars can't barely run too wide there. There's no way.
It's going to be the same race as the Clash.
I don't even think it'll be. I think it's a little smaller than Bowman or than LA.
It probably
LA looked a little bigger to me than Bowman Gray.
The straightaways were a little rounded,
curved, and longer. Yeah.
I feel like it's going to put on a Bowman Gray type race.
There's no way that they're going to have. They're going to run into each other. There's just not enough space on the racetrack.
I know the team owner's probably liking it because they're going to turn around, send the hauler up there the day of, and go race, and turn around, come back home, be home in 45 minutes, hour time, and
it's I don't know. Wow, we'll have to see. I mean, I like quarter-mile racetracks, but I don't know that Cup Series is fit for that.
I miss the 98 whatever version, 90s version of the Clash. Personally, it didn't matter if there wasn't but 10 pole winners that year. Typically, it was more, but if there was 10 pole winners, 10 cars raced that race. Well, since this whole charter stuff's come up, well, we don't have any testing, so, it's not fair for them guys to be able to race and us not, and blah, blah. And I mean, I blame a lot of it on charter stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it'd necessarily be bad. I just think it's going to put on a Bowman Gray style race and a little bit of beating and banging and whatever else. We shall see. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank our good friends from MPM Marketing. MPM Marketing. Call Tanya over there. Get with her, and she. If you are in this game of racing that we talk about on here, you got to have somebody in your corner that knows what they're doing, and there's none better than MPM Marketing. You got to have a marketing partner who knows how to put you in front of the faces that you need to be in front of, and in front of the teams, in front of the sponsors, everybody. So head over to marketwithmpm.com and go talk with Tanya. Tell her we sent you over there. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Dixie Made. All right, guys, this weekend, right here, Florence, South Carolina, you'll be over here for the Cars Tour race, the Southern Showdown, the Darlington, the Southern 500, whatever you're in town for, be sure to head over to Dixie Made. Dixie Made, guys, they got all the famous brands that everybody loves. And I can tell you this, my wife told me this the other day. She said if she's ever looking for a gift for someone, the first place she goes to is Dixie Made. She said they've always got something. Oh, yeah. And she walks in there and can find it like that. And then she wants to buy like 5 different things. Thank you.
I heard a gift.
Thank you. No, it's great because they got great prices too. So y'all head over to Dixie Made right here at the right here beside the flea market over here in Florence, South Carolina. Check them out. Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. Dixie Made. Y'all go check them out right here in town while you're over here. Also, Fresh Chef, guys. If you're rolling through the Ray City area coming on down, be sure to stop at Fresh Chef and grab you a bite to eat. They got all the best stuff you can think of. I mean, man, it's good food up there. I love their shrimp and grits. I've had their what else did I have? I had prime rib, I think it was. Man, I've had all kind of stuff up there, and I ain't found anything as bad yet because there isn't anything. So y'all head over to Fresh Chef and they'll hook you up. Also, Rev Max Racing Apparel, guys. Rev Max Racing Apparel, they got all the cool stuff you need. Anything from multi-layer fire suits and single-layer fire suits for you guys in karting. Taylor does a great job with her design work over there, and her and Eric do some good stuff. So y'all head over to Rev Max Racing Apparel and check them out. All righty. Well, so what's your plan on racing this weekend?
We're not sure. We plan to be racing something at Dillon. We finally got some motors back in some race cars, so we want to go test this week and see.
When you going to test?
I'll let you know when I know. Perhaps, probably. I don't know. Probably a little later on in the week.
Okay,
but
I got you.
We'll see.
Let me know when you go. I might try to go then too, if it's time I can go.
Yeah.
If nothing else, I'll go Saturday.
Yeah, it's probably we were gonna go Friday or Saturday before
just leave the trailer there and we're good to go.
Yep. But we finally got some motors caught up. Hopefully we can find some that can run and go have something for them.
Sweet. Ready for it, man. I think it's probably our thought as well. I'm going to be over at Florence Motor Speedway a good bit this weekend, covering a lot of the action, talking to some drivers, talking to everybody around there. I'll be at Darlington Sunday evening. Who knows what we'll get over there? Don't know. Who knows? That's always it's always a cool time over there though, and we'll be in the pits. So we'll see how as long as we get good weather and all that fun stuff, it'll be a good deal. Then, like I said, Monday I'll be over at Dillon myself.
Hot race, won't it?
Yeah, it's gonna be a little warm, but then Monday's gonna be nice.
Is Monday gonna be good? Good.
Yeah,
we'll be racing at 3 or something.
Monday's gonna be like mid-80s high, so it'll be.
It's good.
It won't be 100 degrees, which would be great. Actually, I think we're supposed to have a hot week this week, but yeah. I feel like our August has been better weather.
Last week was good.
Yeah, last week was great. We had some mornings in the 50s. Mm-hmm. It was wonderful. So, but weather looks great all weekend, guys. So y'all come on out. What else we got? Anything else to cover, talk about? We've had a lot.
We're gonna have a lot to cover after this weekend for sure.
We will. We're gonna take next Monday off, obviously, because we'll be at the racetrack. So we'll catch you the week after that. Also, that's Labor Day, so we'll have a lot to talk about. So if we don't talk to you before, guys, we should though. Y'all be on the lookout because, like I said, we will be live over at Florence Motor Speedway. I know Thursday night I'll probably be live or putting some videos up all weekend long, talking to some guys. So y'all be following our Facebook page for sure. We update a good bit on there pretty often. So y'all check it out, and I reckon we will talk to y'all in about 2 weeks.
Later.